This is a video I never wanted to make.
Jesus, this is insane.
A beautiful day turned into a near nightmare.
I lost control of the car.
What transpired that day almost defies reason, and I had never heard of anything like this happening to anyone else.
I don't want to imagine what would happen in there.
But let's start at the beginning. I crossed from Sweden to Finland, the border crossing was super quick, and I found myself in Lapland. Found a spot to camp for the night. Everything was going very smoothly.
It feels so good to sleep here, but I want to show you something. Because it's freezing. Do you see this? You see that? Let me show you what that is. Ice. Okay? Yeah. This is frost.
Let's see what's going on in the outside world. Oh, I have a feeling it's gonna be really freezing because take a look at this. There's more frost here. See it? And here. The temperature inside the truck in general is not too bad. It's about 8 degrees Celsius, 9 degrees Celsius, but just around the edges, it's really, really cold, you know? Okay, well, let's take a peek outside. I'm curious to see what the world looks like outside of this cozy little haven. Morning walks with the dog hit different when it's minus 25 degrees Celsius. But on the upside, the northern lights here last night were like obnoxiously beautiful. Amazing. So this morning walk is a good opportunity to do one other thing. So get this. Over the last couple of days, I have not been able to use the water in this tank because it froze and I can't get it out. This walk is a good opportunity to go and harvest some snow. I'm gonna go and do that, just put it in this pot and melt it for water. We're living wild, you guys. Living wild. This entire pot of snow is probably gonna melt down to make like a half a cup of water, if that. So today I thought I'd show you guys like a typical day in the truck in the Arctic Circle. You might be curious to see like how this whole thing works. Like for example, this is my kitchen. It's not a fancy kitchen. It's not a van life kitchen, you know what I mean? So there's a lot of little quirks about this truck and about living in it that I feel like could be interesting. But first, let me melt some snow for water. Well, I ran out of gas, so that's the first issue. New bottle? No problem. So while my water is boiling, I'm gonna put up my new set of fairy lights because the old ones broke for some reason. So I have to figure out like a good way to attach them to make it nice and cozy inside.
At this point, the day was just a normal day. I still had no idea that it was about to end very differently. It's so pretty.
You know, someone recently asked me if I wanted to learn to play chess, because I don't know how to play chess. And I thought about it for a second and I said no. Now, I feel kind of bad saying no to learning a skill, but tell me if this is like completely wayward thinking or if you see what I mean. So chess seems like a great skill to have. Like, it's a great game to be able to play. And, you know, it's like a smart game and it's a strategic game and all these good things. Now, I should want to learn how to play it because of that, right? But I realized that I don't want to learn how to play it. And I had to say no to learning how to play it because I just don't feel like I want to spend my spare time learning to play a game that just doesn't really pull me in. Like, it's just not something that I think I would enjoy. You know, it's like super strategic. It's like you have to sit there, focus. It's very like technical. And I'm not a very technical person. I'm not a very strategic person. I'm just like super happy-go-lucky. And, you know, that's me. But I felt bad to saying no because I felt bad that I was like saying just like a straight up no to learning this, I'm sure, awesome new skill. And, you know, chess is just one example. But like, I feel like over time, I've become so selective in terms of like what I want to spend my time doing. And even if something sounds like a great pursuit in theory, I just gotta like stop and ask myself, like, is this really something that I can dedicate myself to? Is this something that I actually want to spend several hours of my life doing? Or do I just really not think I would enjoy it? You know, and I wonder if you guys have come across this thing in your own lives that like with age, you become so much more discerning in terms of what you spend your time doing and what pursuits you pursue. Or is it just me? Should I have said yes? But then, you know, I'd rather be like out there, I don't know, snowshoeing or running or learning how to build a snow cave or, I don't know, reading a book. Oh, God. As you can probably tell, I have not brushed my hair in like 4 days. Okay, here's the next step of my morning routine. What is happening with my hair? It really needs a wash. But since I don't have access to much water, my morning routine, which includes washing my face, looks a bit like this. Done. I want to go for a hike with Wheelock because I am parked next to a national park and there's some really cool stuff in here that I want to check out. So first I need to get changed, and getting changed in this truck is, well, there's one spot where I can get changed and that's kind of stood right here. Let's do this. Whenever I wear this little cape, I feel like I'm wearing religious wear. It's not religious wear. It's just very, very cold. I probably could have left the rooftop open because I'll only be gone for like an hour or two, and this seems like a really safe and quiet spot, but I just don't want to risk it. It takes 5 minutes to fold it and then put it up again, so better safe than sorry. Yeah, okay, let's go. Let's go this way. I thought I was taking Wheelock for a hike, but it turns out that he's taking me for a run. about being here in the Arctic Circle in the winter is that the sun doesn't rise for some of the winter. And even now, it is 11:45 a.m. It's almost midday. That's all you see. There is no sun. It's still somewhere below the horizon. So wild.
I just made it back into the truck. That was so much fun. I really needed that today. I'm gonna get changed really quickly, and then I'm gonna drive a little ways away. I need to fuel up, get some water. That's really, really important for today. But I think for now, I'm a little bit cold, so I want to get changed into dry clothes. I'm not gonna put the roof up again, although it would be a little bit more convenient given the space constraints here. But it's fine. We can manage. Oh God, it's cold. It's cold in here. It's so cold. It's gonna get really boring really quickly, me saying how cold it is. What is that nest on my head? Can anyone explain this? This is what adventure looks like, okay? I'm serious, this is what adventure looks like. Like, I wish I saw more of this growing up, instead of everybody just looking perfect and perfectly made up on TV. You know, I wish I saw these birds' nests. Maybe it would have taken me less time to realize that it's perfectly normal when you're out doing cool shit to look like a mess.
And now the moment of truth. Will the truck start? I put on the engine heater like half an hour ago, so hopefully it's heated up a little bit, but let's see. Yes, well done, little girl. Yes, I know I can always count on you. There's snow everywhere. Oh my God. I was just like, how did I end up here? I don't know how I ended up here.
My plan was to drive to another national park in Finland, spend the night there, and then start a completely new leg of this expedition the following day. The world was blanketed with a layer of fresh snow, which made it look like something out of a fairy tale. But underneath all that snow covering the roads, there was also ice. Slippery, treacherous ice. And then it happened. On a dark and empty forest road, Odyssey lost all traction. I lost control, and just as I found myself flying into a ditch, something happened that truly defies reason.
I can't believe this just happened.
I filmed this video immediately following the incident, but listening back to it, I was barely making any sense. Looking back, it's very clear to me now that I was still in shock and not thinking or speaking clearly. But don't worry, we'll take a look at what happened in just a moment.
I can't believe this just f***ing happened. I can't believe I didn't end up in the ditch. I feel like that was the moment where I really could have totaled the car. And not just the car, but I don't even want to think about what else could have happened. I don't know how the car is. I don't know if it's okay. It seems okay, but how can a car survive this kind of f***ing thing? Jesus. This is insane. And inside the truck, as you can see, everything fell off to the side because I was riding the railing like this. Okay, I'm gonna try and find a place to stop and think about what just happened. I can't really think straight. I can't really see much. I think there's nothing I can do right now. I just need to I don't know. I need to think about this in the morning. I'm here and I'm safe. And I can address this in the morning. decided to come out here this morning because I really wanted to just make sure that what I thought happened actually happened. And, you know, there's been a snowplow here this morning, so there's no more tracks on the road itself. But I did find tracks on the snow, which I left. So let me walk you through what happened. So somewhere around here, this is where it all started. The road curves and then goes down. It slopes down. So I think I started swerving somewhere around there. Kind of went like this. And then as the road dips even further down, that's where the crazy stuff happened. Honestly, I am in like deep shock still. I still can't believe this actually happened. First of all, I can't believe that we are safe and healthy, but that is the most important thing. Second, I cannot believe that guardrail saved me. And third, I can't believe that the truck seems fine, though I don't really trust that yet. So you can see here, this spot is where I went off the road. So my right wheel is on this side, and I'm kind of like thinking that I'm going to fall into that ditch because I'm in deep snow on the right. And then I am just headed for that ditch over there. You see it? It's honestly quite deep. It kind of dips in there. And I would have 100% totaled the car. The image that I had in my head at this point is the truck being flipped over in the ditch. And that's what I was thinking. But then instead what happens next is, you can see these are still my right tire tracks. What happens next is the truck slips onto this guardrail with the right wheels here, left wheels on the road. We're kind of pitched at this like 45-degree angle. And we're freaking riding the entire guardrail. We're riding the whole thing all the way down. I know. I mean, it sounds like too wacky. It sounds just too freaking crazy to believe, but the tracks are here. I don't know what to tell you. You can also see how the guardrail is indented. I mean, all the way here, but also here. And it goes in. This is from my truck. Every single little metal pole here is indented in some way from the weight of my truck bearing down on it. See? All of them. This is metal against metal. All the way. And as this was happening, I could hear that sound. I could hear that metal against metal, that grating sound. And I was like, my truck is breaking in half. I thought my truck was breaking in half. Like, there was no way I would come out of this with my truck still alive. And then if you look here, this is the ditch. See, I would have ended up going flying through here and right there. Into that ditch, into the trees. If this guardrail wasn't here and if I hadn't ended up on top of it, I don't want to think, I don't want to imagine what would happen in there. And so here we're approaching the end of the guardrail, and as you can see from the tracks, the right tires ended up back on the ground as the guardrail kind of like goes down and ends. And my tires ended up here, and I kind of just like freaking slid off. This moment here is where I remember regaining a little bit of control, and I was just like, I just put on the brakes and I prayed that I would stop moving. And you can kind of see here, see these tracks here, shoop, and this is where I stopped over there. And the thought that I had in my head when I stopped over there was, this was not my day to die. That's the only and first thought that popped into my head. This is not my day to die. And I had this really profound sense that someone out there was looking out for me in that moment. And I'm not religious. But I can't explain. I can't explain this. The This was not my day today. Yeah, this is all kind of unbelievable. And in another twist of fate, I ended up camping in front of a no camping sign. Right there. I believe I have a pretty good excuse. Sorry to anyone who suffered because of me camping here last night. Let's see if she starts, and let's see if she moves.
Right after the incident, and once again the next morning, I checked Odyssey for damage on the chassis where the guardrail had impacted her. I could see some really deep scratches, but no obvious damage. The brakes seemed to work fine, as did the steering.
So I thought that maybe if something was broken, like if I pierced a hole in something, there would be discharge here, and there is a bit of discharge. But this is just the normal Defender discharge. This is not anything out of the extraordinary, I don't think. If I had a hole somewhere, then there probably would have been a lot more. There is one casualty, though. Meow. Garfield has been decapitated. Oh, good.
I definitely needed to get Odyssey checked by a mechanic because I simply couldn't believe that any car could survive this kind of situation unscathed. I'll admit, driving on the ice and snow that morning, my anxiety was through the roof. My hands were shaking, my palms sweating, my heart rate like a beating drum. I had to calm myself down by driving 15 miles an hour and counting from 0 to 100 in my head over and over again. I knew just how lucky I had gotten, and honestly, it all felt like a miracle. Like a guardian angel decided that it was not my day to die. In the next episode, we'll get a mechanic's opinion, and until then, I'd love to hear from you. Has anything like this ever happened to you or anyone you know? It honestly feels completely surreal.